This campaign seeking to divide South Africans on the basis of race. Never in my life have I had a more racially divisive campaign from the ANC as I've heard in this recent while. They've spent their days literally not only speaking about me, but in fact invoking the very worst of what apartheid brought to the people of South Africa. They have sought in no way to undermine the legacy and the heritage of apartheid, but rather, in fact, invest their time in spewing of lies, being divisive to the people of this country, and worst of all, spewing of the worst kind of racism you've ever heard. Their most desperate tactic in the most recent while has been the fact that they've gone out at our DA rally on Saturday, which we termed the Petogo rally in Dobsonville, my hometown in Soweto, to in fact misappropriate what I said and in fact misquote me. So I think it's important today that we set the record absolutely straight. I am a proud patriot of this country. I support the values of Utatu Nelson Mandela, the values where in fact even in the same address he highlights the fact that he has fought against black and white domination, which is something that Jacob Zuma simply cannot comprehend, let alone understand. What the ANC of today has become is exactly what Thabo Mbeki in fact warned about. He called them, correctly so, an ignoble, parasitic and corrupt organization. It's no wonder he's not even willing to campaign for them. I totally stand with him in this regard, in the fact that the ANC has got nothing to offer the people of South Africa but pure corruption and absolutely an organization that has failed to serve the people of this country. You see, if you are connected in the ANC, you will succeed. But for ordinary South Africans, they've been left behind. The statement was even bolstered even further by what Kgalema Motlanthe put forward when he said the ANC is rudderless. In fact, their leadership, this country is on autopilot thanks to Jacob Zuma, who cannot comprehend what a non-racial South Africa is, what a prosperous South Africa looks like, and what an inclusive nation must look like. So in their desperate ploy, they've gone out, as I've said earlier, to misquote me. They argue the fact that, in fact, in the last 24 hours, I argued the case to say in Dobsonville, I want to read, because there are certain ministers who are swindlers. In fact, liars is the only word I would use for them. Cronies who are just Zuma's cheerleaders, who fail to, in fact, understand the basics in reading a statement. I want to put the statement clear on record so that you understand what I say. And I quote, I voted here in Dobsonville for the first time, and I quote, in 1999. Never said I voted in 1994. Down at the DSJ primary, we knew what we had to do. We had to vote for the man that helped liberate us, the party of Nelson Mandela. There was no debate. We were ANC, and the ANC was us. And that's how everybody I knew voted. We did it for Madiba. Back then, as a young man, barely 20 years old, I could not imagine the day where the ANC would abandon its values, abandon its people, and abandon me. Close quote. I don't know where, out of that statement, as is